I've got a treat for you today. I'm going to read a little passage from Seneca. This is from a book that I've been going through called Paganism and Christianity 100 to 425 CE. As you can see there, just a little bit of light reading here. Probably not something that a lot of people are just picking up to read, but I'm trying to go through it and get whatever I can out of it. Interesting sort of comparing the religious and spiritual experiences of the pre-existing pagans versus Christianity in those early centuries of Christianity throughout Rome and whatnot. So this one's actually from Seneca, and I read Seneca's letters last year and didn't remember this particular passage, but it was in there. So it's not just in this book, but this time reading it, it's just like popped out like, oh my gosh, he totally captures the religious or spiritual experience of man, of human beings. If you've ever come on a dense wood of ancient trees that have risen to an exceptional height, shutting out all sight of the sky with one thick screen of branches upon another, the loftiness of the forest, the seclusion of the spot, your sense of wonderment at finding so deep and unbroken a gloom out of doors, will persuade you of the presence of a deity. Any cave in which the rocks have been eroded deep into the mountain resting on it, its hollowing out into a cavern of impressive extent, not produced by the labors of men, but the result of processes of nature, will strike into your soul some inkling of the divine. We venerate the sources of important streams, places where a mighty river bursts suddenly from hiding. Places where a mighty river bursts suddenly from hiding are provided with altars. Hot springs are objects of worship. The darkness or unfathomable depth of pools has made their waters sacred. And if you come across a man who is never alarmed by dangers, never affected by cravings, happy in adversity, calm in the midst of storm, viewing mankind from a higher level and the gods from their own, is it not likely that a feeling will find its way into you of veneration for him? Is it not likely that you will say to yourself, here's a thing which is too great, too sublime for anyone to regard it as being in the same sort of category as that puny body it inhabits? Into that body there has descended a divine power. Boom. And the point here being that Seneca is talking about a deity and divine power, which is not necessarily what you think of Seneca as a Stoic. But boy, that description of the kind of ideal man, if you think of it, the transcendent man. Let's read that again. If you come across a man who is never alarmed by dangers, just calm, never affected by cravings. So there's, it's so Buddhist in a way, the aversion and craving and aversion, craving and aversion, craving and aversion, not affected. Happy in adversity. Whew, that's a tough one to live, but so worth it. Calm in the midst of storm, viewing mankind from a higher level and the gods from their own. Higher level, that's like, I think there's something to that of like living your life from that own recognition of the divinity and holding that as you go about human affairs, because the tendency is when we get involved in life, when I'm interacting with you, when I'm going about day-to-day life, is to sink down to that level of whatever's the problem in the moment, or whatever this interaction is in the moment, the smallness of me and my life. But there's something amazing about those people, and I think there are those people in the world that we can kind of look at and see some taste of this, where they're going about daily activities but remaining in the recognition of that divine awareness and recognition. Something to strive towards and live towards. I hope those words sink deep into your soul and light up a divine power within you.